Yo, what is going on, guys? It's C-Brev. Welcome to another MLB The Show 20 video. In this one, we're going to be continuing our divisional breakdown videos for the Showdown game mode. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe for more MLB The Show 20 content. Drop a like on the video, it helps me out a lot. And drop a comment down below. If you have any questions, I'm pretty good at responding to my comments. So we're going to be breaking down the AL West, who to draft, what perks to go after, how to beat the mini bosses, and give yourself the best chance to win this showdown. So we'll start off by saying that, in my opinion, the AL West is one of the easier divisions. I actually think it's pretty close to the easiest. The reason being, all three of the boss pitchers, those being Liam Hendriks, Shohei Otani, and Justin Verlander for the final boss, they're all right-handed. And this division also has a ton of good hitters that are really good against right-handed pitching, so there's a lot of synergy for you there. Additionally, three of the best face of the franchise cards in the game are from this division, those being Carlos Correa, four, Shohei Otani, Joey Gallo, and Matt Olson. So for you no money spent guys, for you guys just starting out with the standard edition, this is a really good division to kind of farm XP, farm up your team, and get four really good players. So as far as skipping to the end, I don't think this one is really bad either. Verlander only hits about 95 on his fastball. He throws a lot of fastballs, and you are playing in Minute Maid Park, so you can use the Crawford box to your advantage, which we will get into towards the end. But for this video, we're going to be going through an entire showdown, show you the draft, show you the mini bosses, and the best strategies. Keep in mind, these bosses are subject to change. I am making this video on the first week of release. As it stands right now, Verlander is the only final boss you can run into, but with the last content drop, they did update the AL Central and changed the bosses, so this is entirely possible to happen to the AL West at some point, so just keep that in mind. But we'll go ahead and start up a draft. Again, you're going to be want to be drafting hitters only and hitters that are good against right-handed pitching. So we kind of low rolled on the diamond round. Springer is the best hitter versus righties, so we'll take him. There's a lot of really good golds in this as well. Correa is one of them, and Matt Olson obviously destroys right-handed pitching. For your pitchers in these showdowns, you want to make sure you're taking just one starter and just one reliever. Any of the pitching moments, they're either going to pick your ace or your closer, so you really only need two pitchers to get this done. I like Joe Smith here. Nice quick delivery. Danny Santana's good, Mitch Haniger's good, Justin Upton has good stats, but I haven't hit well with them, so we'll go with Mitch Haniger. Upton shows up again. La Stella is the play here. We'll back out and show you some of the really good options for this division as well, Brian Goodwin being one of them. And as I said in other videos, if there's a bronze hitter that doesn't really fit what you need, meaning good stats versus righties, then just go ahead and pass on them and take a pitcher, because your roster will be auto-filled with bronzes at the end. So there's a chance by not taking a bronze you don't want, that spot gets filled by a bronze that will actually help you. But Todd Frazier's a great pull here. We're having a really good draft. As far as perks, any perk that gives you a slight contact boost in a situation that you will be in often is a good perk. This means that Heart Attack is the best perk in the game, because you're always going to be losing in these boss battles. We'll go with Oppo Taco here. Ice Water Veins is okay. Insider Info is better. Ice Water Veins gets better as you get to the gold and diamond versions of it. Don't forget to equip your perks. If you're going to skip to the end by hitting options, make sure you set your squad to the best hitters that you can possibly get, because it doesn't matter if they're out of position. I'm sure you guys know this by now. And make sure to check your bench in these, just in case you get a hidden gem that they didn't actually put on your bench. But we didn't hit anyone. This team looks amazing though. We got Willie Calhoun as an autofill, which is an amazing pull. So this team is looking really good. As far as skipping to the end, make sure your best hitter's first and your second best hitter is 8th. This is going to help you with just how the math works out when you're going in down 15 with 20 outs. And then as far as setting the rest of your lineup, make sure you're going decent hitter, good hitter, decent hitter, good hitter, all the way down, just to kind of spread out the goodness. So as far as these little moments, in the first video, NL Central, I kind of went through these slowly, but I think in this video, in the interest of cutting down the time of the video, I'm just going to tell you guys, it all depends. It's a balance between how many runs do you need to help you, how many players do you need to help you beat the final boss. compared to how much time you want to spend on the Showdown ladder. So beating these mini moments will give you runs, will give you players. They get better as it goes on, so these last 3 are probably the best bang for your buck if you can get them done, because you get Diamond Player, Diamond Perk. But if you don't think you need that much help, like I do, I generally just try to look and see if I can get it done quickly, and if it can, then I go ahead and try it. If it's more than half an inning long, I usually just skip it. So the way you can skip these is by loading in and then quitting immediately. Do not hit options to skip, because that will skip you all the way to the end, and we're going to do this all the way through the ladder, so we don't want to skip to the end. So we're up 1-0 and we need to finish off the shutout, so I'll go ahead and try this one. But the next time I cut, I'm going to be at the first mini boss, which is Liam Hendriks. I'll see you guys there. Alright, so we are at the first boss battle, which is Liam Hendriks, but I did realize I forgot to back out to my inventory and show you guys the best players to draft for this. Again, as it stands right now, these are live series only and from the division. As I said, AL West has some goons for hitting right-handed pitching, so we'll just kind of go through some of the good ones. A sneaky good one is Shohei Otani. Even though he's a pitcher, he has really good hitting stats versus righties. 81 contact, 82 power. This is one that I missed before, and he'll also be your ace pitcher, so this will be a good card to take if he comes up. Tommy La Stella is really good. Justin Upton has good stats. Pujols is good. Goodwin is good. For the A's, obviously Matt Olson is amazing. Also, Mark Canha has a great swing. Chris Davis is a wonderful bronze to land on. A lot of power. You don't have to worry about the fielding because you're only hitting against the bosses. Haniger and Seager I like a lot. Cargos is sneaky good bronze, as is Daniel Vogelbach. Basically, you're just looking for hitters that hit against righties. You'll only face righties in this division as it stands right now. So Gallo, Santana, Chirinos, Odor is amazing for this. One of the best bronzes you can get, along with Willie Calhoun. And then for the Astros, obviously any of the diamonds. Correa's good. Brantley and Alvarez are good. And then there's one sneaky bronze down here, which is Kyle Tucker. So even though he has defensive stats, he's got a really good swing and has done well for me in this. So just wanted to get that out of the way. With that being said, let's go into Liam Hendriks boss battle. You're down 3-0 with 12 outs to go. Make sure, as always, you're updating your squad to the best hitters possible when you're doing these boss battles. I just so happen to have everyone in the correct position, but you can get away with playing people out of position for the boss battles because you will only be hitting. So let's hop into this, and I'll talk about the strategy versus Liam Hendriks. Here's Liam Hendriks' stats. As you can see, pretty decent per nines, but low control. That's going to play well for us. So my general suggestion for these boss battles, including the final boss, is to make sure you're taking a lot of pitches, make sure you're not swinging at stuff on the corners, avoid double plays at all costs because double plays will absolutely kill you. Generally try to sit fastball. I think it's a good approach. And make sure you're hyper conservative on the base paths. You don't want to run into any outs for no reason. So my strategy versus Liam Hendriks, make sure you're taking a lot of pitches. He will walk you. He has pretty low control ratings. Additionally, I would say to have a pretty quick bat when you're facing him. This is going to be a recurring theme for all three teams actually. But the corner outfield is pretty poor defense for the A's, as it is for the Angels and Astros. But center field is a really good defense for the A's, Angels, and Astros as well. So I would say kind of have a quick bat. This works nice against Liam Hendriks because even his off speed, his slider is 88, which is still pretty fast. If you swing early, you'll probably at least get a foul ball. He doesn't throw the curveball terribly often, and if you're having a quick bat and you're pulling the ball a lot, it means you're going to be hitting it towards those corner outfielders who have worse defense. As far as Hendriks specifically, he throws a lot of fastballs, probably about 50% fastballs and about 40% sliders. He really doesn't throw the curveball all too often, and regardless, the curveball is very easy to recognize out of the hand. So just make sure you're being patient, taking good swings, swinging at good pitches, and you should be alright in this one. We're going to do it, we're going to beat him, and then we'll move on to the next part of the AOS Showdown. So we knocked out Liam Hendriks, not too difficult there. We're going to get a gold as a reward, and we land on Joey Gallo. You know that's got to be the move. We're going to get a gold perk as well. Remember, Heart Attack is the best one you can get. especially for gold because it lasts all the time. I like Oppo Taco here though. So also don't forget to update your perks as you're going through this. So the next boss, the next mini boss is going to be Shohei Otani from the Angels. We'll skip ahead to that and I'll go over my strategy against Otani. We are at the second boss battle. As you can see, it is Shohei Otani. We're down 3-0 with 10 outs to go. Again, I'm gonna keep reiterating it because it's something that's very easy to forget. Make sure you are putting your best hitters in out of position in these boss battles because fielding does not matter. So we're gonna put Yordan Alvarez at catcher because we can. Let's load in to this Otani battle and I'll talk about the strats. Here is Otani's stats. As you can see, low control once again, throws very hard, 97 on his fastball, and has much better speed differential, which I'm going to talk about. So this strategy is going to be eerily similar to the strategy with Liam Hendriks. Again, make sure you're patient, make sure you're taking a lot of pitches, make sure you're not swinging at stuff on the corners, because this guy will walk you. He's got 53 walks per 9, 57 control. He will not locate all the time. I will also say his splitter really floats out of the hand and it can kind of trick you if it's low in the zone. So make sure you're doing your best to only swing it off speed if there's 2 strikes and you have to, or if it's hanging up in the zone, because his splitter floats a lot. It looks super juicy when it's just floating up to the plate, but if it's breaking down and away to the corner and you swing at it, even if you square it up, sometimes it's an out. So be wary of the splitter. Otherwise, I would say sit fastball against this guy. All of his off speed is very easy to recognize out of the hand and is pretty slow, so you'll have enough reaction time to hit it even if you're sitting fastball. So that would be my suggestion. And like I said with Liam Hendriks, make sure you're trying to pull the ball. If you can, have kind of a quick bat, because you want to hit it to those corner outfielders, even more specifically in the Angels stadium, because they do have pretty short walls to right field and left field, and you definitely don't want to be hitting it towards center field towards Trout. So let's go ahead and beat Otani, then we'll get on to the final third of this showdown. One other thing I should note is that I think it's a lot easier to see Otani's release when he's in the stretch. So it might actually be a decent strategy to leave a guy on base even if he can score. Let's say he's on second and you hit a single, maybe holding him at third would be a good move just to kind of give yourself a better release point to see the ball out of, because I think Otani's release is much harder to see when he's out of the windup than out of the stretch. Otani gets taken down. We get a diamond player and a diamond perk. They gave us Trout. Normally Gallo would be the play here, but we already have live series Gallo and Trout has 112 power versus right, so that is definitely the pick. As far as perks go, I don't think Jumpstart is a great diamond perk. I would much rather have Oppo Taco. Anytime it's an outside pitch, you're going to be getting a significant contact boost, and as you can see, we already have one and they do stack, so I actually like that a lot. If anything's outside, we're going to be destroying it. So these are the last 3 moments where, like I said earlier, if you really need the help, it's good to play these out. You will get some additional runs, and these last 2 give a diamond player and diamond perk. We're going to be working our way to Verlander as the final boss. We'll go over the final boss strat. And we are on to the final boss for the AL West, Justin Verlander. I understand that I got 6 runs and a really good team from this, and that you guys might not have as good a team or as many runs as I got in this specific run. I understand, but I'm going to go into the strategy against Verlander, and it works even if you skip to the end right at the beginning and you don't get any boosts. So as always, before you head into this final boss, make sure you're setting your lineup accordingly. For the final boss, you want your best hitter first and your second best hitter in the 8 spot. This is so you get a little more diversity through your lineup, and usually the most clutch moments where if you're like 1 out away and 1 run away at the very end, you're going to be at the bottom of your order, so it's important to have someone good in the 8 hole for this, in my opinion. But honestly, this team is ridiculous. Tommy La Stella is our worst hitter, and make sure you have someone good to come off the bench as always. But we're going to dive into Verlander. I'll talk about the strategy, and then we'll call it a video. Here is Justin Verlander. Honestly, pretty good looking card on paper. Let's talk about how to attack him. So, same strategy as before. These are overarching strategies that you can use in Showdown on any boss. Be patient, don't swing at pitches on the corner, try to work walks if you can, don't throw away at bats, avoid double plays at all costs because they are completely deadly, and be hyper conservative on the base paths so you don't run into any outs. As far as Verlander, his control is a little better than the last two bosses, but not by much. He will walk you at times, but I've noticed mostly with Verlander, he will lay one down the pipe if he falls behind in the count, and he also throws an inordinate amount of fastballs. For being a 5-pitch pitcher, you pretty much only see fastball, changeup, and the occasional slider. I haven't seen him throw the 12-6 curve a whole lot, and when he does, it's usually hanging, and you can react very easily. As far as where to hit the ball for this is why I think Oppo Taco and Insider Info are two of the best perks for this specific division. As I've talked about in the last two bosses, hitting it to the corner outfield against all three bosses is really good, and especially against Verlander where you have the Crawford box in left field, you're going to want to be using that to your advantage. So my suggestion is do your best. Obviously you want to have good timing as much as possible. That's the best thing you can do. But if you can help it, do your best to try to hit the ball to left field. So you're going to want to be pulling the ball with righties. You're going to be wanting to sit back and hit the ball the other way with lefties because that Crawford box is your best friend. It's only like 315 to hit a home run, so it's going to be really, really nice for you. Honestly, even hitting it off the facade of the railway isn't even that far of a home run. This is a very hitter-friendly park, and you want to be using that Crawford box to your advantage. So I'm gonna go ahead and beat this Justin Verlander run. I'll take the face cam off. You guys can see how I approach it. I'll leave the whole run in all the way to the end. I love all you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Third baseman, Tommy Russell. And they take it down. That's on a swing. Now back, the second baseman, Willie Calhoun. Inside ball one. The count is 1-2. That rubber goes straight away forward. Now batting, the right fielder, George. The batter, the third baseman, Tommy Lassell. What on and blasted right. The batter is on second base, Billy Calhoun. Oh, this one just to center. the deep to left center field. Looks like someone needs to hit the weight room. 6 outs remaining, and they have just